I want what is Clem's situation going forward? What is the
God.
deal?
Uh,
She has not been left in a good place.
well, she hasn't left many people in a good place, so
She got 0 for 3 chess record, Clementine Cash.
I don't know that final game was ever finished. Technically, I think maybe the last thing that happened was Gur put you in check. That wasn't checkmate. Maybe there was a move you didn't see.
It's just a chessboard waiting for the environmental storytelling person to
Right,
come through and be like, "Oh, it was a diplomatic
this chess
scene
puzzle,
here."
and then I can, yeah, exactly. I think you get a call, or not a call. You get a message. You get the guard that was that is still the guard for, or one of the guards for Sinashore has also become one of your, like, the person who they sent to check on you and make sure that you eat food.
Don't you know who I am, man?
Or the
person who I said, "Don't you know who I am?" to.
Yes, exactly, correct. The note taker. I think that he shows up, and he's showing up with food for you in your room. It sounds like from before you've been, like, pretty locked off. Crying. Yeah,
Locked off. Couldn't leave if I wanted to.
Yeah. Well, now you're being asked to. You're being asked to, now you're being told to come to the top deck. Like where Sevraq gave the opening, like, sermon at the very beginning of
400 years ago.
At the very beginning of
both in game and in recording time.
God, and also where let's say this is after another sermon. Let's say there was another sermon that they just delivered, and having not seen you there. This was kind of like the victory in Cruciat, the victory of Millennium Break, the, like, we did it, successful thing, and but yeah, you're asked to go meet him up there.
Okay, led by. Is it a guard in front or a guard behind situation?
It's a guard to the side. It's not. This isn't. You're not being escorted in that way. You're being escorted, but you're not being. This isn't a prison walk. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You could say no, I guess. Yeah.
No, I'm pissed. I'm gonna go and see Gur.
All right. When you get up there, you see that, like, there are people clearing the deck still, right? Like getting rid of chairs and rolling up, a carpet or, like, some material, some cloth material that was part of the service. Because this is for more people than could fit in the chapel, basically. And putting speakers away and, doing the sort of, like, okay, we're breaking down everything. And they're rushing to get it all done because it's a little cloudy and, like, maybe there's some early rain droplets. You're out in the ocean, so you can kind of see a storm approaching.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That sort of, like, on
waves
one side,
are being higher.
There's Cruciat, on the other, or not Cruciat, Jesus. On one side, there's Cruciat. On one side, there's Cruciat, and on the other side, there's the open sea. And the open sea, you can see the storm is getting closer and closer to you. And there's Sevraq, speaking with some of the service members, so some of the Millennium Break, like, crew, seemingly in good spirits, and then catches your eye as you kind of come across the deck, and I think he goes over and the two of you he says, like, Clementine,
what do you want?
We should. Well. So, in fact, come with me, and leads you a little bit further away from everybody, off to, like, kind of the side, and in fact, I think maybe even waves some people away to be like, we should have some privacy for this, and they're like, we have come to an arrangement with Stel Nadeo for the exchange of prisoners, including Morning Bread, to return a number of refugees and soldiers of Millennium Break and have them escorted to a vessel. This exchange was also offered to your mother for you. We have not heard back.
I think Clementine, like, looks up at there's someone, like, carrying a load of plastic cups, like 10 feet away. The wind is blowing them.
Yeah, there's thunder.
It's like, how high up are we?
We're so high up. We're in the top of Fort Icebreaker. It's looking down from a mid-tier skyscraper or something. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
very
it's like
tall.
this is like
10
a
or 20 or
sci-fi
30.
ship.
Yeah,
Ships are
it's
tall,
huge.
and this is a ship from the future.
I always think about the touchstones for this thing. I think about are
Oh,
a thing
yeah.
in Armored Core called Fortress of not Fortress of Motherwill, Spirit of Motherwill, and then also
Great.
the XCOM 2 like ship. You know,
Yeah.
the Avenger is what that thing's called.
Which has
like that
12 floors.
It has like 12 floors. It's giant. It can hover around and stuff. This doesn't hover around, but similarly, it's that style of thing. So yeah, it's pretty high up, and then it's also in the ocean, which the ocean is big. So it's a big thing and a bigger thing.
Yeah, I think Clem just like turns her head and screams at this person carrying the plastic cups and just says like, "Go below decks. Take your friends with you." Like even at 15 feet away, what is being said to Clem is so embarrassing that she's just like, "Everybody, get the fuck out of here."
Clem, that was unnecessary.
Fuck you. It was unnecessary. Now you want to talk?
I've always been available to speak with you.
Yeah, not to listen.
You need friends if you want someone to listen to you, Clem. You have none. Not anymore.
I have friends.
Name one.
Sovereign immunity has...
Oh. It's not my place. Regardless, there are no amount of friends that you have that will change the outcome of this. I've done what I can for you, Clem. Out of a misplaced sense of loyalty, perhaps. There are those who want you killed. You have until midweek to leave this vessel with all of your things. I don't care where you go. I would advise not going to Cruciat.
I would advise not going to Cruciat. Is this a funny joke? You making a funny joke as you wave me away?
They'll string you up there.
Mm-hmm. Do you like to think about that? The enemies of your revolution getting strung up in the streets?
No, which is why I petitioned to let you live.
Oh, what a gift. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna... Fucking, where am I gonna go? You're sending me off to die.
I'm sending you off to die. You are one of the richest people on this world, Clementine Kesh. If this is what counts as being sent off to die, maybe you gained a little perspective of what it is like to be anyone else on Partisan.
You took my fucking throne away from me.
You never had a throne.
You have probably warmed your hands around its fire. I bet you've fucking taken that thing and burned it. Can't stand to look at it.
You don't even listen. We build tables with...
Bullshit. All of that sanctimonious bullshit that we spend hours workshopping the nitty-gritty of this build thrones, not tables. Are you gonna put it on a fucking
It's not
banner?
even what it is. Clem, this is not a thing I can change any more than I already have. And there's a moment here, so I want to communicate, there's a moment here where Gur looks a little bigger. Just like stands just a little bit taller than we've seen them before. And the rain is here, let's say.
Yeah, can it start raining?
Yeah, it's the rain. The rain is here.
Just like lens flare, the red lights around red warning lights flashing on the the
all personnel,
the
please return below deck. You know, that style of
heavy storm approaching.
Yes, exactly.
We have a computer system that just says stuff like that. It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, but there are things you can change, can't you? You were quite happy to make this fucking boat disappear. You waved your hands, the boat disappeared. As soon as I stopped being useful to you, Who took this fucking vessel for you?
I have never underestimated your value or what you've done.
You keep
for
saying
this
this,
cause.
and then you keep demonstrating that you are underestimating it.
Because of what you've proven. I once estimated great things for you. I saw the world you wish to build. One more liberal, more fair in margins. And I thought perhaps that world would be better than ours. Not utopia, but a step. And now I know you can't even achieve that. You've had every opportunity. You're right, you did take this vessel. And within moments you'd lost it. Because you've no idea how to build anything around yourself. You've no idea how to do anything other than dream of a throne.
Just like rain sideways, like plastering. Sevraq does not have hair, do they? They're just bald
they have
metal, yeah.
They're bald metal head, yeah.
Plastering Clem's hair to her head, just like bedraggled.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I know exactly what you're gonna do. I know exactly how this is gonna go for you. You're gonna send me off to God knows where I'm gonna get fucking pecked apart by birds in 2 weeks. Just, you see, the money will go really quickly. And then you and your friends are gonna fucking... You're gonna sit around some little table. Some puny little table. And you're gonna be really cold. And they're gonna say, "Oh, Sevraq, what magic trick can you do for us now?" And then you'll say, "The time isn't right." And then the time will be right one day, and you'll snap your fingers and you'll make something fucking disappear, or something appear, or you'll let someone see a dog that they'll get one day, because you fucking love that stuff. You love those moments where
Do not make a joke of my faith, Clementine Kesh.
Of the magic tricks? Of the little golden ball? I'm grateful for the fact that ball means that I can use my mech a little better. The ball doesn't speak to me in any kind of way. I don't think the ball speaks to you in any kind of way.
I
other
took
than
this
to say,
ball when I killed the elect that came before it.
Yeah, we've all killed people. You like to stand up there, and you're going to, at that table. They're going to say, "Oh no, Orion's coming, Columnar's coming," because they will come. Those ships are moving now. I will be long dead before they arrive, and I will be grateful for it. But you'll stand up, and you'll hold that little ball up, and you'll do something, and they'll go, "Oh, clap, 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 clap." And you will be so fucking happy at what you are able to offer those people in that little moment. I don't think you worship your god. I think you just like to feel like you are one.
I push you off the edge. I push you off the edge of the ship. I push you off the edge. Just like nothing. Like it's nothing. Like push. Or Gur tries to do that anyway. I don't know if that's Clem. Yeah, it's your character. I cannot just do that.
No, it's amazing. It's great. It's great. I think there's just like a moment of perfect shock of having been... We have seen Clem get outflanked in basically every way a human can get outflanked, but I think being pushed from the top of Fort Icebreaker
Prime,
by an ascetic monk is so monumental. Like her mouth is in an O, just backwards, just lifted partly by the wind backwards off
the wind
the top
is blowing,
of
the
Fort
thunder
Icebreaker.
is
Lightning
hitting,
strikes.
Lightning hitting.
There's like fucking lightning hitting the ocean.
I think there's a beat, and then I think Sevraq, like the like actuators in their face just go like, whoa, and like there's a moment of recognition of this terrible thing that they've done. He's like, oh. And then, like, rushes over the edge to look over the edge to see if you've hit the water yet, or if you're still falling, or...
I don't think it's either of those things. I think with one hand, with the strength of somebody who has been piloting mech, who has
and
been
who's been
fighting
working out in the cells and all that.
Working out in the cells. Clem just pulls herself up to the up to the surface. They're like a foot from the edge, right? They're like, they are now standing right on the edge. And I think Clem just pulls like a little knife, like a knife from what's the most stylish and craven place to pull a knife from? Is it the boot? It's probably the
Yeah.
boot. Just pulls a knife from her boot and just goes. Just fury, screaming, goes at Sevraq.
I mean, the thing about Sevraq is we don't look under the robes very often, but Sevraq has 8 limbs. You know, we see
That's
the
bonus limbs. That's more
bonus
limbs.
limbs. You know, he's like a spider under there, and each of those limbs ends in like this sharp metal arc. You know, and they just, I think that we have to just get, if you're good with this, just like the most Coen brothers 5 to 7 seconds of weird violence,
And
upsetting.
weird, upsetting, like asymmetrical violence. Like, you know the Coen brothers, the way they do fights, where it's just like, oh Jesus, there are 2 people in the room and they are enacting violence upon each other.
Yeah.
I think Clem shears a plate off Sevraq.
Right. The robe gets cut open and gets caught in the wind. In fact, the wind just catches it and
Snatches it
reveals
off, yeah.
this incredible robotic spider humanoid body
Is
underneath.
this a sort of like, is Ger walking on more than one leg, or
They can, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And that's like part of like when they stand up, they like push themselves up with 4 different limbs. You know what I mean? Like really tall, big, like so much, like, you know, 8, 9, like Thisbe height if they want to be, but they don't ever do that. And then yeah, I think we get like one of the blades of his limbs just goes like right through the shoulder blade of Clem.
Oh Jesus!
You know?
Yeah,
It's like
Clementine.
like nothing. Like it's putting knife in bread. You know?
Clementine goes down. Ger picks her up again.
Right.
How do we? What is the? Okay, we have.
I think
What do we do?
I think the knife is. We've stabbed each other, and we're a foot from the edge of this thing. And I think the thunder hits, and the lightning hits, and the lightning lights the entire sky, and we see them silhouetted against.
Knife goes off the edge.
The knife goes off the edge. Cruciat's behind them. You know. Please, all personnel, leave the
Like a
top deck
klaxon
and
going.
return. Yeah, womp womp womp. And then the lightning hits again, and they're gone.
Oh
And-
Jesus!
And we see them fall and
We see them fall. Is there an impact on a piece of icebreaker as they fall?
Yeah, definitely. Right. This is not a clean fall. This is not the Brown and Thisbe fall where it's like loving embrace of 2 friends who are caring for each other. In a
No,
moment
the
of
violence
crisis.
of the fight
It
continues on
doesn't
the way
stop.
down.
Right. They land, they hit, they slam against some outcropping, and then like there's another stabbing motion.
A limb breaks.
Yeah, and then a tumble, and then both of them. I always had to be, it almost, I think, always, since the 2 of them met, had to be they stab each other and
Just down into the water. Glass doors close on the top deck.
all personnel, please return below deck. All personnel, please return below deck. All personnel, please return below deck. All personnel. And when we return to Beamsaber, Jack, you will not be returning as Clementine, and Sevraq will be gone. And Millennium Break will not have their voices, antagonistic though they were, to help them with whatever comes next, as the eyes of everyone on Partisan turn in on them, curious about what will become of this little revolution on this moon at the heart of the Principality. But it is not only the attention of Cruciat and Motion and the rest of Partisan which Millennium Break has earned. No, all across the Principality, all across the galaxy, those in the know watch and wait to see how this situation on the Prophet's moon develops. From deep beyond the partisan portcullis, those on the Nobel homeworld wonder what has become of their wolf valence, and worry whether their emissary has secured safety for them. Rumbling above and beyond and through, autonomy itself buzzes patiently, a living contradiction, endless power that cannot reach justice alone, waiting for their disciples to invite them in. Under sunset-hued skies and in the safety of roaming fleets, the attentive scions of long-dead prophets and excerpts, satellites and cadence see the future first and prepare for what is to come. While in the false mirage, pact members Rye and Gallica place bets, not on such a small thing as the fate of Partisan, but on whether Millennium Break will break orbit and grow through the stars. On the infinite golden worlds of counterweight the branched hum, lyrics turned into guns, some shaping themselves like the absences of their missing kin on Partisan. Meanwhile, their greatest foe, Dahlia, is so confident about Castellier's impending success that they spare their sibling and Millennium break little attention at all. They have two Keshes to conquer after all, the corrupt and antiquated Stell and the planet, overrun by creatures so monstrous they ought not be given names. And none watches as closely as she in the very center of it all, a now ancient presence dancing like sage in a storm, Our Lady, the adversary, perennial laughing.